So, you're thinking about moving to Palm Coast, Florida? Worried about what making a move in this market with all these doomsday headlines? In this video, we're going to chat about the 5-year rule for home price perspective. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around because we're going to get after it right now. Hi, my name is Stephanie Schulis with Real Broker. Thanks so much for joining us today. If this is your first time to the channel, please make sure to tap that button below to subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications so you can be the first to be notified every time we put out brand new content all about Palm Coast, Florida living and moving to Palm Coast and the surrounding areas. We get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking to make the move to Palm Coast, and we love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in the next 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'll do everything we can to help you make a smooth move to Palm Coast, Florida. Headlines are saying home prices are starting to dip in some markets. And if you're beginning to second guess your plans based on what you're hearing in the media, here's what you need to know. It's true that a few metros are seeing slight price drops, but don't let that overshadow this simple truth. Home values almost always go up over time. While everyone remembers what happened around the housing crash of 2008, that was the exception, not the rule. It hadn't happened before and hasn't since. There were many market dynamics that were drastically different back then too. From relaxed lending standards to a lack of homeowner equity and even a large oversupply of homes, it was very different from where the national housing market is today. So every headline about prices slowing down, normalizing, or even dipping doesn't need to trigger fear that another big crash is coming. Here's something that explains why short-term dips usually aren't a long-term deal breaker. In real estate, you might hear talk about the 5-year rule. The idea is that if you plan to own your own home for at least 5 years, short-term dips in prices usually don't hurt you much. That's because home values almost always go up in the long run. Even if prices drop a bit for a year or two, they tend to bounce back, and then some, over time. Take it from Lance Lambert, co-founder of Resi Club. There's the 5-year rule of thumb in real estate, which suggests that most buyers can buffer themselves from mild short-term declines if they plan to own a property for at least that amount of time. Here's something else to put your mind at ease. Right now, most housing markets are still seeing home prices rise, just not as fast as they were a few years ago. But in major metros where prices are starting to cool off a little, that's the red bars in this graph, the average drop is only about 2.9% since April 2024. That's not a major decline like we saw back in 2008. And when you look at this graph, it's clear that prices in most of those markets are up significantly compared to where they were 5 years ago. That's the blue line. So those homeowners are still ahead if they've been in their house for a few years or more. Over the past 5 years, home prices have risen a staggering 55% according to the Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA. So a small short-term dip isn't a significant loss. Even if your city is one where they're down 2% or so, you're still up far more than that. And if you break those 5-year gains down even further, using data from the FHFA, you'll see home values are up in every single state over the last 5 years. That's why it's important not to stress too much about what's happening this month or even this year. If you're in it for the long haul, and most homeowners are, your home is likely to grow in value over time. You'll see here in Florida, we've had 67.6% growth in the last 5 years. That's more than the national average. And drilling down further, Here in Palm Coast, we've seen about 69% growth in home prices over the last 5 years. Bottom line, yes, prices can shift in the short term, but history shows that home values almost always go up, especially if you live there for at least 5 years. So whether you're thinking of buying or selling, remember the 5-year rule and take comfort in the long view. When you think about where you want to be in 5 years, how does owning a home fit into that picture? Let's connect to get you there. You can always leave a comment below, shoot us a text, send us an email, or give us a call. We love hearing from you guys. That's it for this video. We'll see you on the next one.